When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
Break it down, Cos.
How dare you?
Holy not much to talk about here.
Would you not give your left nut to be a quarterback on that team?
The Wheelhouse. Sunday NFL wrap-up with Bauer.
That team is right now destined for the shit pile.
And the sweet, nasty Chris Cause.
It's a victory for my ego, baby.
Welcome, one and all, to your Wheelhouse. Here on wheelhouseradio.com, the official We Are All in Mourning, because clearly the rest of the sports world is forcing us to be in mourning of Al Davis. I'm sure you've got your black armband on, as I do, and we will have a solemn moment of silence here for Al Davis. Thank you. I'm Bauer.
I am the sweet, nasty Chris Cause.
And following that moment of silence, I would just like to say, why are you desperately trying to force me into, I don't want to say tears, but why are you desperately trying to force me into, let me just put it this way. When I got a text from both of you guys, Jeff Peck and the sweet, nasty Chris Cause, yesterday morning, letting me know that Al Davis had passed away, I cheered louder than I did for my daughter scoring her second goal at soccer.
I think that may be too soon.
No, it's not. Because honestly,
now finally the Raiders can return to greatness.
Finally, they're going to have a shot, and
they
more
can actually commit to excellence.
Commit to excellence. Now you don't have to commit to receiving a phone call from the booth telling you you're not passing enough. Fuck you. I don't care that I honestly think he died 8 years ago and just nobody ever did anything about it. So why am I supposed to now
the organization certainly did.
All of a sudden care to the point where every fucking team has to have the moment of silence? I don't care. I'm sorry.
It's no doubt it's supposed to be reminding you that particularly the last like 7, 8, 9 years of Al Davis, that there's a whole Al Davis before those 7, 8, 9 last years.
That might be true.
And it's supposed to be reminding the pioneer that this guy was, and how we don't have the NFL in its current state, both in its organization and its playability, without Al Davis.
All right. Now that
I think that's too high praise.
No. But here's the thing. And
trust me, nobody likes to root against the Raiders more than me.
I know you do.
I love rooting against the Raiders. I love hating the Raiders. I love when the Raiders are the worst team in the league. I loved it when he kept hiring Art Shell. I loved seeing him on the sidelines. I loved watching Jamarcus Russell pass 5 for 17 games. I loved it.
Let me just throw this out there. Hey, fantastic that he has been able to accomplish what he did, and lawsuits against moving his team to Los Angeles and hiring a Hispanic coach and a black coach. Somebody was going to do all of that shit anyways. It was going to happen at some time. It was destiny.
Is that the same argument you used with Martin Luther King?
Yes, that's exactly.
It was destined.
It was going. Listen, it's great that it happened for them. It was going to happen anyways. So the fact that for him, he just happened to be there. He didn't do anything. He just happened to be there when it happened. We all now have to take a bended knee and moment of silence for Al fucking Davis, who is a lech.
All of you can direct your complaints to Bauer's new email address, someblackguy@gmail.com.
Well, I figured after you trashed the black guy that he put in as a head coach, I would just throw out these some black guy or some Hispanic guy references.
I want to say, if we're talking about
it was specifically that black guy for me.
Correct.
It wasn't some black. It was Art Shell.
I get that. No, Art Shell was the first, right? So there you go. He was
Art Shell had that. But the thing is, as much as I love Mike Scioscia's "what the f" face, on the sidelines there in the dugout,
right?
The Art Shell utterly confused face.
No. Here's the deal. The Art Shell look wasn't a what the fuck. fuck. The Art Shell look was a no, you fucking didn't. Like, that was the look that he had.
Since we're doing
But every single game, it was like 3 times a game.
Oh, God, you could count on it religiously.
Since we're doing such a fine job of eulogizing Al Davis, you mind
this
if
is
I
the way
hug
Al
him?
Davis would like it, by the way,
Yes,
I feel.
I feel like we're all in mourning here.
Right, yeah.
Just hold hands as we light the candles.
Who, seriously, when you guys texted me this message on Saturday, who out of any of us would have thought that there would have been any type of eulogy? Like, I imagine today...
Oh, no, that's pretty standard.
I imagine today everybody... Fucking Chris Berman wouldn't shut up about it. And every time he returned from break this morning, it was like this somber. He was heartfelt. He was so disturbed that this happened. It came as a shock. Dude was 82 years old and almost dead for the last 8 years. Who was shocked by this?
Over under the amount of years that ESPN has had that file ready to go.
Oh, they've had 8 different revisions of it. There's the version that in case he actually got caught for insider trading of some kind, or he was fucking running Asian women in as slaves, sex slaves through the all of these different revisions were sitting out there.
Or Tales from the Crypt just hired him.
Exactly.
I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you did not go out this afternoon and find Michael Hayes and go ahead and put him in front of the nice lighting and into the leather chair and all of a sudden start talking about Al Davis. I know you did.
I'm pretty sure the news broke around like 10:30ish.
Yeah.
Like 10:50, ESPN was running like an ongoing package.
Oh, completely.
With
They already had the package ready to go, and I was like, now how long has that been on the shelf?
With Berman.
To be fair, it did take them an entire day to coax Tim Brown into coming on and talking about it, which, by the way, in case you missed it, Tim Brown has eaten the rest of the Oakland Raiders.
Wow, has he really?
Oh, he's huge.
He just bought stock in
His neck is the size of John Madden.
Can I say that at least in the last 8 years, one of my favorite Al Davis moments of all time, just go to YouTube when he, I guess is, how do I say this? When Lane Kiffin was fired, he had a press conference and used a projector screen from like my elementary school classes, like in the, they were using the 70s, the 80s, and 90s. It was they were so loud that you could hear the fan blowing.
You weren't alive in the 70s.
Well,
just to
the
be
90s.
clear.
So I was around for the transparency stuff.
Okay.
And like gave reasons why Lane Kiffin was removed. And called him a liar.
Was he pulling invisible, clear plastic sheets off and putting a new one on there with check marks?
I'm pretty sure. I actually think we talked about it on this show. Didn't that happen when Lane Kiffin was fired and like broke that down?
Madden actually used the Maddenator, teleprompter, telescreenator thing. Here's the thing.
Stay tuned. By the way, Steve Jobs coming up next.
See, now that's Bauer actually taking a moment of silence.
That's too soon.
That's too soon?
Yeah, because that dude deserves respect.
Wow. Again, that
I love that we all have to go to Bauer to find out what's too soon.
Yeah, I'm the insider. The Too Soon Insider, let's go to Bauer. You know what? I'm going to do a podcast, just call it Too Soon.
Hey, after this, are we going to... No. Keep going.
Okay, thanks.
I imagine there's going to be some kind of third innovator, right? Isn't it in threes?
Oh, good Lord.
A-Rod hitting?
What?
Oh.
Hey, now.
No. He's psyched up. He's ready to go. He's energized.
Yeah.
So am I.
Yeah.
He's energized with the last 7 years of his contract.
By the way, I just want to apologize to the Detroit Tigers and their fans. The Bauer curse has struck Delman Young and Maglio Ordonez.
Oh, is Mags out now, too?
Mags is out now, too.
Are you fucking kidding me? As if we weren't having enough troubles with our bats now?
I guess God thought Bauer was too happy.
Yeah, you got to shake that shit out quick.
Delman Young, who hit 3 home runs.
Hey, Bauer, just walk it off a little bit. That happiness. Just walk it off.
I would say that the Tigers have not only won the trading deadline, but also the waiver wire trading deadline.
You're not kidding. Delman Young, wow.
Yeah.
But I thought
Delman Young, who everybody's like, nah, pass.
Yeah.
Not to get off on our Al Davis train, but I was kind of surprised the Twins even.
No, honestly, Al Davis would like us talking about Delman Young. He totally would, except for the fact that he was black. So here's the thing. I just don't get why we are being forced yet again into feeling it varies from sadness to compassion to some form of motivation for what this guy did when every single fucking person who likes the NFL hated Al Davis. Everybody who worked for Al Davis hated Al Davis.
Michael Jackson died, and we did an entire podcast to talk about Michael Jackson and his music.
Right.
Did we discuss him having proclivities?
Not
we have,
once.
Perhaps some side interests. Did we discuss that much at all? No.
That's very kind of you, Cos. I like how you're even kind about it now, some years later.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah.
The doctor. The doctor is amounting one of my favorite defenses of all time. Somebody else, would have been hired. Some other anesthesiologist would have been giving him